Okay, so you get the rig. Now it's time to attach that rig to the skin. It's actually very simple, but requires some tweaking probably, depending on your mesh and how good you did. Um, I hope that mesh will have some tweaking. It's not the best mesh possible, but it's a decent mesh, and I hope it's not perfect when I'm going to skin it because I want to show you how to tweak it. There's really two ways to do it, and I want to show it to you guys. But to do that skinning is very simple. Select the mesh, select the root of the bones. The order has no importance whatsoever. I could select the root first and then the mesh. Maya will recognize the difference. Make sure you're in the rigging section. Go to the skin and do bind skin. Now what's important is that in the option of bind skin right here, there is what says max influences. In video game, you want to keep it to 3. It just tells you how many points can be influenced, how many bones can influence a point, basically. All right, that's as far as it goes. Just click on apply, and it will turn and actually skin it. Well, what happened here is that it actually skinned only that because it wasn't connected. So let me connect everything together. Now also, what I didn't show you guys, I could make mustaches right here, which I'll show in another video, and an eye setup also. But that's another special video, so make sure to look at that one too if you have that set up. Alright, I don't really have any eye setup. They will all be done by texture, so I don't really need to do that. But I need it probably for the mustache, so I will do that. Let me combine that mesh together. I could skin it just like that by just selecting them, but it's not as cool, I think. I'd rather combine it. So I go back to the modeling and I combine my mesh. So now I've got one mesh. Okay, I go back to my rigging. I select my rig, select my mesh. I go to the skin and I say bind skin. I make sure it's on 3 and I say bind skin. I see everything turns purple. That means it actually has been skinned. Now let's check it out. So we just grab, let's say that one, and let's rotate it. And it rotates pretty good. It's not too bad, but it's taking, and that's good actually for what I want to show you. It's taking too much of his shirt right here for me, so I will have to adjust that basically. Let's look at the arms. So you basically, the arm's really good. It's bad with a mustache. That's a good one to show you. So you go to the complete mesh like that and look at what's not working, and then you adjust the skin. And I'm going to show you that in a second. See, it's not taking, that one is not taking the mustaches either, so that's not a good thing either. So we need to adjust that. How you do that is very simple. You select your mesh right here, you go to the skin, and you go paint skin weight. And your mesh will turn black and white. Double click on the tool for the paint skin weight to have its option appear in front of you. Alright? Now, you have all the bones right here, and you should have renamed them when you make them. Or you can rename them right now by putting a name on everything. It'll make the job a lot easier. Okay? Now, what happens is you select a bone for, like, for example, this one. Joint 1 will be that right here. It lights up in light blue the main chain with the root where it starts. Now after that, it shows on the mesh what's being affected by that bone and what's not being affected. What is black is not being affected. What is white is being affected. It is very important to remember that the human eyes cannot make the difference between 95% black and 99 or 100% black. So sometimes you might think it's black, but it's still attracted. You're like, what's going on? And it's because it's not 100% black. Okay. So let's go to the proper joints and find what we're looking for. I'll do the head for you. Right here. And what we can see is that it's not attracting everything. So we want to paint it again on top of it to do that. So we go to the painting tool right here and we're going to select replace. That's the proper tip. And we are going to go in opacity 1 basically, and value 1. Opacity, we want to keep it completely opaque, so that's good. And the value, we want to keep it in 1 because 1 represents white and 0 black, and we want it white. So we're good to go. And now we just paint it. That's it. That's right. You just paint what you think needs to be. see how it's changing the nose? How the nose is getting bad properly now. Same with the mustache, because now it's attracted by the proper place. The proper joints and proper bones. You see how it's reshaping itself. That's fantastic. So we do that for the whole thing. Right here. I could have also do a selection and float it, but that's not. I don't like it as much. I like to do manually, as you guys know. I like to do everything as manual as possible, so I can control the parameters of what I'm doing a lot more. Alright, using automatized tool is fine when you don't have any skills and you haven't done it for long. But if you've done it for a while, and you guys done it for a while now, you should be doing everything manually. You'll have a lot more control onto what you're doing. You see, it's coming back pretty good actually. Let's show you go everywhere. If you want to change, so that means even under the size of the brush, you can do so in the option right here, but the best way is clicking on B on your keyboard and moving with your left click mouse. That will change. So then you can go in places right here, for example, that you couldn't access before. Right here, all those, for example, all the things, they need to go with it big time. Alright, let me make it a little bit bigger again, and see all those right there. That's completely need to be done. Mustache, everything. Alright. So as soon as I've done that, what you're gonna do is you are gonna make sure everything is done properly in the ears everywhere, you guys. You are going to test it right away. So you are gonna select that node, alright, and go up and down with it. And that looks a lot better already. We're doing pretty good. Alright. So you do that for everything, you guys. That's the way you do it. Doesn't get deeper than that. You're gonna have probably a lot of work, more work in the fingers than anything else. Alright. See, they're picking up stuff from the others. So you do the same thing, select it, and then go to the options and go down until you can use the arrow on your keyboard to do that, until you basically get to what you want. That one maybe, or that one, and you can repaint with black, for example, the inverse now, which you see up, it moved back. So I usually always repaint stuff in black 100%, so I know it's set up properly. Alright, so that's your work for this week. You're supposed to do the complete thing perfectly. Alright, that's pretty much how it gets down to it. In your book, they explain also a gradient system. You can use that if you want to. It's a little bit more complicated, but that's fine with me. I stick with the classic for the class for you guys online, because we don't have much time to go around the block. Basically, we need to cover well what we're doing. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I will see you in the next video, which will be the video where you create your puppet system, and that's the trickiest part of the class. It's the hardest for all the students, and we'll get to that in the next video. Thank you.